Hi, my name's Kim Schrader, and I'm going to be doing my nonprofit advocacy speech. And I'm going to pan my audience. Okay, great. Okay. Okay. Try to imagine that you are 9 years old. You haven't eaten in days. Every day of your life is a battle. As you wrap yourself with your arms for warmth, you hear your parents screaming in the next room. And then the unthinkable happens. Your dad shoots your mom, and then he takes his own life. In one awful moment, your entire life is changed forever, and you didn't even get a chance to say goodbye to your parents. Unfortunately, this nightmare is real. There is a 9-year-old boy named Azizi that I met a few summers ago, and he experienced this at such a young age. His parents were taken from him. Azizi is one of the many Zambian children who are abandoned, left out on the streets, and spend all of their time and energy trying to survive and trying to find their next meal. In John 10:10, it says, "The thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy," and he certainly has. But luckily, the verse doesn't end there. It says, "But I have come that they may have life and have it more abundantly." This verse is the basis of Family Legacy Missions International. They have created a program called Camp Life. Before we talk about Camp Life, I'd like to express the need for why Camp Life exists and why it needs to exist. 86% of the 12 million people that live in Zambia make less than $1 a day. School is not an option, and staying alive is their biggest concern every single day. Family Legacy states on their webpage the average life expectancy in Zambia is 38 years old, and it is the 5th highest death rate in the world. They also state that of the 6.5 million children in Zambia, more than 1 million of them are orphaned. Double orphans are orphans who have lost both of their parents. The United Nations Children's Fund published a book called Children Affected by AIDS. In the book, they stated that 29% of 6 to 11-year-old children in sub-Saharan Africa are double orphaned, and 63% of 12 to 17-year-olds are also double orphaned. Can you imagine being 6 years old and already having lost both of your parents, having no food to eat, no kind relatives that care to want to take care of you, and having absolutely no hope? Luckily, that is what Family Legacy does. They provide an avenue of hope for these hurting children. Family Legacy has started and began with a man named Greer Kendall. He was born in Zambia and then left to come back to America. He returned to Zambia in 2000. When he returned, his eyes were opened to the poverty and the crying hearts of the orphans there. Family Legacy began with a program called Camp Life, which is a week-long camp in the summer where Americans come over and spend 1 week with a small group of 10 Zambian orphans. They get to hear about their lives, they get to love them and show them the light of Jesus Christ. Not only does Family Legacy have Camp Life, but they also have a sponsorship program called The Father's Heart. This program allows families and individuals to continue to impact a child's life even after they leave and come back to America. The last part of this ministry that Family Legacy does is called the Tree of Life. This is a 130-acre community that they have built to house orphans to be a haven of hope and a light. Family Legacy achieves their mission very well, and that is by transforming the nation of Zambia one child at a time. Each of these different avenues have great goals behind them to hopefully transform the lives of these children. Camp Life is set up so that when Americans come and spend 1 week of camp, they get to hear the good news of Jesus, and they get to actually feel loved for once in their life. At Camp Life, we get to feed the children, which is rare for them. We get to show them unconditional love, which they never experience. And they get to receive a brand new t-shirt and other special blessings that is unheard of. Through the Father's Heart program, when you sponsor one of these children, you're giving them an education and discipleship. You're even able to come back and visit them whenever you'd like so that you can keep in contact with them. Through the Tree of Life, children's lives are changed by getting pulled out of abusive homes and into a loving and caring community where they get to go to school and have 3 meals a day and just get the opportunity to be a kid. While Family Legacy provides all of these different avenues of ministry, each one of these are available for you to get involved in. After hearing this information, there must come a response. Family Legacy exists to transform the nation of Zambia. So, that has been their response. Now, what's yours? The ways that you can be a part are either you can travel over to Lusaka, Zambia and be a part of Camp Life and participate for 1 week. You can sponsor a child. You can start a campaign to raise money to build one of the houses at the Tree of Life. Or you can donate and support Family Legacy's work to serving these orphans. There are many different ways to get involved, and so respond now and don't miss out on this life-changing opportunity. Thank you. Okay, so now I'm going to open the floor for any questions that y'all have. Yes.
How do you sponsor a child?
Great question. So, whenever you would like to sponsor a child, on Family Legacy's webpage, you can go to the Father's Heart tab, and you will see 2 different sections. You'll see a section for divided up into grades. Grades 1 through 6, to sponsor one of those children will cost $44 a month. And then if you want to sponsor a child that's grades 7 through 12, that's $66 a month. This may seem like a higher price than some of like the World Compassion and World International, like different sponsorship programs, but something that's very different about Family Legacy and their sponsorship program is that they actually minister to orphans. Many of the other sponsorship programs that are out there, it's very, very difficult to keep in contact with orphans because they don't have a steady caretaker, and so they move from house to house, they move from place to place and live on the streets. And so we have people out there in the field keeping track of them so that they know, so we know where they are and we can give them money for food and money to go to school so that they can have an education. So, yeah. Any other questions?
What are alternative ways that the alumni can get involved?
Hey, that's a great question. So, when Americans are coming over to Zambia, their main option is they can either go through the Father's Heart program or they can go through Camp Life. However, after alumni come to camp for several years, they might want a different experience than just putting on camp. So one way that Family Legacy has created, or one avenue that they've created for alumni, is something called Dream Camp. This is a camp that is put on at the end of the summer, after the 7 weeks of camp life have concluded. They put on a week of dream camp then, and then they also put on a week of dream camp in December into January. This camp is specifically set aside for the children that live at the Tree of Life. And so these children are currently in school, they're all very healthy, and they're all in the process of being discipled. And so the material that is taught there is a little bit deeper, and we have a lot more facilities that we can have more fun games. Like last year, they did a huge water pool. It was, massive, massive pool of water, and it was just a really fun game where like they all just got to jump in the water and play. And for most of them, that was the first time they had ever jumped in a clean body of water. And so just to see their faces and their reactions to how they react, like how they just got to be in a big pool of water. We take that for granted so much, I feel like. But just watching their faces and them just be so joyful, just jumping in clean, living water, it was beautiful. So that's a main way that alumni can be a part of just different ways to be involved, is going to Dream Camp. So, any other questions?
How do I sign up to go to Zambia?
Good question. So, if you're looking for wanting to go to Zambia, on their website, familylegacy.com, they have a tab that says Camp Life, and on the right side it'll say sign up, and you just fill out your form. Each trip to go over for Camp Life is around $4,000, so it is a more steep price than other mission trips. However, most of that is from the airfare. The airfare is extremely expensive to go over there, and so, but I have had many friends who have sent out support letters and like gotten money like that. So even though the price seems daunting, it is, I don't know. If you're meant to go, the Lord will provide. So, any other questions? Okay, great. Well, thank you all for listening. I greatly appreciate it, and yeah, thanks.